Hello friends, this is DMC and this is my quick review of Asda's Italian style roast and ground coffee. And if we take a look on the front of the pack, it says rich roast or deliciously deep and dark roast, best slowly savoured with friends. Now the unfortunate thing for me is I have no friends, so that's quite sad. This coffee is 100% Arabica. It's a number 4 strength and it says use with a cafetiere or filter machine. Not much on the back of the pack with this one. It's a pretty blank packaging with these coffees. No expense spared. And the best before date is 08/18, so well over a year on the best before date on this one. There we have roast and ground coffee, how to prepare your coffee, storage instructions, and this coffee was £1.69 for 227 grams. This normally retails at £2, but Asda have got these coffees on offer at the moment for £1.69. On the other side of the pack it says try me, love me, we'll refund and replace if you're not 100% happy. And as I say, nothing else, packed in Belgium for Asda Stores Limited. That's about it. That is the only description we have, is that the rich roast or deliciously deep and dark roast, best slowly savoured with friends. And if we take a look at the ground coffee, really dark coffee, this one, quite finely ground. The colour of these coffees, they do the house blend, the Italian style roast, which is this one, and they do the French roast, which I've got in the cupboard, which I haven't reviewed yet. But the coffee is, the colour of the coffee is not very appealing. It's a really dark sort of, there's a lot of black within these coffees. It's just not a very appealing look to the coffee. So I think I mentioned it with the house blend, it sort of reminds me a bit of sort of gravy granules sort of look to it. The smell of this coffee, it's a really dark roasted aroma to this. It's quite fruity and slightly floral, even a slight sort of marshmallow hint to this coffee as well. Maybe a slight hint of licorice I picked up at some point. I was quite surprised by the complexity of aromas I was getting from this coffee, or maybe it was just that my sinuses are quite clear at the moment. But yeah, I was quite impressed by it. I was even picking up a sort of smoky bacon at one point, having a, when I was having a good smell of the bag when he opened it. But yeah, it's got a lot of smells going on within this coffee. I was pleasantly surprised. Taste wise, it's okay. It's naturally sweet tasting, this coffee. No overwhelming bitterness. It's slightly nutty, slightly floral, maybe a slight staleness to it. But the dark roast kind of disguises that staleness. It's got quite a noticeable peppery aftertaste, this coffee. It sort of left the back of my tongue a little bit numb when I was drinking it, this coffee. As I say, it's an okay coffee, nothing to get the pulse racing, but it's better than most in this price range. So if you're only interested in buying cheap coffee, I'd say this is one of the better options. compared to Tesco's cheap own coffees, I would side slightly with the Asda coffees. I think they're more value, and they're 100% Arabica, which I don't think the Tesco's cheap versions are. I'd like to hear from anyone who's tried this coffee, and let me know in the comment section below what you thought about it. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and if you want to see more coffee reviews in the future, subscribe to my channel. That was my quick review. Thanks for listening. Bye for now. Yeah.